The Tigers have 2 CAA games left remaining on their schedule. We're previewing today on the Tiger Basketball Report, which starts now. Hello again, fans, and welcome to the Tiger Basketball Report. I'm your host, Ben Rosenbaum. The Tigers have 2 games left, and they're on the road in CAA play, first at William & Mary and then at Elon. As always, I'm joined by the head coach, Diane Richardson. And Coach, kind of finishing where you started with William & Mary and Elon, 2 teams you lost to out of the gate in the CAA. William & Mary has gone on to be pretty good.
Pretty good, yes.
And Elon has kind of fizzled out a little bit, starting first with William & Mary on March 5th. 83-75 here in CQ. Eva Hodgson, most likely going to be, if not the CAA Player of the Year, she's definitely first team all CAA. She's just so good and she's so consistent, averaging 20 points a game. She
is, and that's something we have to be aware of. Of course, all of the CAA is, but we've got a plan to, kind of stop Eva.
And that's where it is, because we've seen plenty of teams that have one really good player, but William & Mary wouldn't be winning the way they were if they just had Eva Hodgson, Victoria Reynolds, Sydney Wagner, as good as they come. They can go down the roster. Eva has the big 20 points a game, but they've got a bunch of other people that can explode at any time.
Absolutely, and so, their scoring comes in bunches from different people. Of course, Vic Reynolds and Eva Hodgson are very consistent with their scoring.
They do a good job as a team stealing the ball, knocking down passes. They move the ball well, too. A lot of assists, a lot of just good ball, very similar to Drexel. Coming off playing arguably the best system team in Drexel, does that help you a little bit going into a game against William & Mary where they're also going to try to move the ball as much as they can?
And they're very unselfish. They do move the ball really well. But, I think William & Mary is a team of its own because they can do a little bit of system and they can also, go off the dribble as well.
One thing they don't do great, they're okay at it, they're not great at it, they don't rebound well. Their average as a team is a little bit less than their opponents when they play them. You've been struggling on the rebound, especially offensively, giving up offensive rebounds, I should say.
Correct.
You've got to clean the glass up, especially not just for these next 2 games because you want to win them, but moving forward in the tournament. How do you start addressing that in practice, the rebounding?
Yeah, and that's got to be a must do for us in addressing that, because I think we've been a little lax where last year we led the league in rebounding, and this year we're kind of lax with that. We've got to get on top of that.
And then you take on Elon on Saturday at 2 o'clock. They've lost 4 straight. This is a big weekend for them as well. It's a big weekend for you and Northeastern also. Currently, Towson sits in 4th. Northeastern and Elon are right behind you. Northeastern has a bye week kind of set in, so they only have the 1 game this weekend.
Right.
So you've got to finish strong. Elon has lost 4 straight. How do you, tell the team, look, we're basically playing tournament ball right now. We've got to win these games out if we want a better seed moving forward.
Right, and that's absolutely right. We've got to be in tournament shape, and these 2 games will try to get us there. We've got to be, we got to be on top of our defense. We've got to do better with our rebounding so that we go into the tournament on target like we want to be.
Elon, they beat you last time out, 74-61 here in CQ. You look at them, they've fizzled out. Like I said, 4-game losing streak right now for the Phoenix. They don't have one player that they look to. Cologne leads them with 11, Perpignan right behind him with 10, but then you go down Munford. It's a sneaky team. They kind of have it all over. It's kind of any given night, but you just got to hope no 1 or 2 of them don't explode for 20 or 25.
And the thing about Elon is they're a very tough team, so they will battle from the tip until the end, and we've got to be aware of that.
You're coming off of probably one of the more emotional losses I've seen in my time with Towson. And how do you bounce back from that mentally from a player standpoint? What do you say to them to kind of be like, look, I know that one stung. It was senior day. You lose by 3 at the last second, and but there's more basketball to be played, and right now it may seem to them like the worst is here.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the things that last night's game did to us was let us know that we've got to work a little bit harder, but it's within our grasp. And so instead of ducking our heads down, we're just going to pick it up and say, we've got to do better.
Someone I didn't get a chance to talk about last show, Ryan Holder, didn't score the ball a lot against Drexel, but she was arguably the only one rebounding a ball on either side. 10 rebounds for her, and we've talked about it before, she does so much for this team and does not get the credit for it, I think, unfairly. I mean, and it's nothing against Q or Mello or Nakaya, but Ryan, this would be a very different team without Ryan Holder.
Yeah, absolutely, and I continue to call her the glue. Again, like you said, doesn't show in the stats, but it shows everywhere else, and the coaching staff, we know that. We've told Ryan that. She is definitely the glue. She helps her teammates out defensively and everything. So we depend on her.
All right, that'll do it for us today on the Tiger Basketball Report. Of course, the Tigers on the road at William & Mary and Elon. Head over to TowsonTigers.com to figure out how to follow along. For head coach Diane Richardson, I'm Ben Rosenbaum. Thanks for joining us, and as always, go Tigers.